best pizza in Atlanta. So with that being said, it's about getting better every day. What's going on, world? This is your boy Phew of Phew Pies, creator of the world famous lemon pepper wet pizza, and this is episode 1 of the Dan Show.
All right, this is episode 1 of the Dan Show podcast. I want to thank everybody that's clicked and tuning in right now to the video portion of this podcast. Something I've been pretty excited about for a while, and a little hesitant to pull the trigger on, but decided to go ahead and make it happen. It wouldn't be right if I didn't have my co-host and producer, Joe Thomas, here.
Thank you.
I'm not going to do any project without him on it, so you can look forward to that.
I wasn't expecting that myself, but I appreciate it. I thought I was going to be a more of a behind the camera, behind the scenes kind of guy, but you know, here we are.
Good FaceTime.
Nah, we need you in here, man. And of course, I like to thank Matthew Foster, aka Phew of Phew Pies.
Thank you for having me start this journey with you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. The creator and founder and owner of Phew Pies.
Yes, sir.
The legendary lemon pepper
Right.
pizza.
I guess let's go ahead and jump right into that.
Sure.
Tell me how you got started. We briefly talked about it in the video before, but tell me how you got started, and then how it went from started to like NBA people knowing who you are, like feeding the NBA better than the bubble did.
Big facts. So it started during quarantine. And there's a little backstory to it. Let me get this. So I got a job at a Mazda pizzeria. I want to say 2019, like August, the summer 2019. Before I love pizza. Pizza's my favorite food. I always said when I get rich and retire from whatever I was doing, entertainment, media, whatever wise, I'll open up a pizzeria. So I can just don't care about making money. I just want to go in there, talk shit, eat pizza. You know, it'd be a neighborhood spot. It's like, oh, it's, the owner be in there every day lit,
Right.
He's a cool guy. It wouldn't be for profit. It'd just be for pleasure.
Yeah.
And passion.
I'm pretty sure that's the same reason why people like open bars and open
it's like
clubs.
Honestly,
kind of just casual stuff.
Getting in that industry, the service industry, like you have to enjoy it. You gotta love what you're doing. Like,
Yeah.
my parents and my brother are lawyers, so I understand like dedication to a craft or a thing. It's like you really gotta. You're not gonna be a lawyer just because it's gonna pay well.
Right.
Right. You really gotta love it.
Sometimes it don't.
And sometimes it don't. You be a
Yeah,
public
right.
defender.
If you a public defender,
Bruh, you ain't getting shit.
yeah, you gonna probably jump off the top of the courthouse at some point.
So, one of my favorite shows to watch on YouTube was the Pizza Show, ran by I think Munchies maybe, or Munchies or Vice or whatever.
Yeah.
But the lead of the show is Pizza Olo. Frank Panella owns Best Pizza in Williamsburg, New York, and fell in love with the show. Love the guy. I watched every single episode, and I would just find myself always watching that. Like between NBA basketball, sports, and the Pizza Show, that's all I was watching.
And what time frame is this for you?
This was I want to say like 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 2018. That's all I watched.
What was the name of it?
The Pizza Show is on YouTube. So Frank would go around the world really. He started, nationally, but then he went around the world, tapping into different pizza cultures and scenes, and going to these different pizzerias, and just seeing their take on pizza. So I was watching it, I noticed like, all right, everyone knows pizza from New York, right? It's basically like their state food.
Right.
New York has its own style of pizza. Jersey has its own style of pizza. Chicago, L.A., Detroit, their own styles of pizza. He never came to the South. In the 2 episodes or 2 seasons of the show, never came to a Southern state. Period. And as I was watching, I was like, all right, well, one, I would love to have a pizza culture here. Like I talked about that with friends of mine. Like we got some, the South do food good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But there's, I guess, certain cuisines that aren't respected regionally. Like you go out west and like sushi's a thing, vegan's a thing. That's health based food and eating is a thing.
Right.
You come down south, it's all right, it's barbecue, it's soul food.
Yeah.
But like not pizza. And we had some dope pizzerias in Atlanta.
Yeah, we
growing up, we all went to Fellini's.
Yeah.
And Fellini's is good. Amaza's
Mellow
good.
Camelli's.
Camelli's.
Mellow
Antico's.
Mushroom,
Mellow Mushroom.
Antico. One of my latest favorite ones, Verrazano's on Peachtree.
So,
that place
but
is so good.
would never get that light shine. Or like, hey, we should be respected for this type of cuisine.
People don't come to Atlanta and be like, okay, where's the pizza joint at?
No, exactly.
Yeah. They're like, where's the soul food?
Right, where's the soul food? Where's the wings?
Yeah, where's the wings is what they're looking at.
More than anything, where's the wings? So I thought, I was like, all right, if I had to come up with a pizza that represented Atlanta, what would it look like? What would it be?
Yeah.
And immediately it's like lemon pepper.
Yeah.
It's like the most popular wing. I feel like we invented the chicken wing and the lemon pepper.
Now, I know I hadn't seen it before. Had you ever seen that before?
Mm-mm.
Because I don't think nobody ever seen or
right.
envisioned that before.
I've never seen it.
Oh.
I haven't seen it. I mean, it was funny, like, a guy who works with me now who worked at a Mazda, he said they tried their hand at it, like, a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
And it just never really was much. I was like, y'all probably try to make you did too much. Like, you try to go too fancy.
Yeah,
with,
right.
Your
You try to make it too
ingredients,
elegant.
man.
You need the cooked wings, and then you make the pizza, and then
keep it simple.
and then make it look,
Right, you'll make it look good.
Of course, I only know this because of him. I'm not speaking from experience.
To pull back up to the stop of I work at a Mazda. So I get a job at a Mazda. Remember in the interview process, they needed front of house. They ain't need anyone in the kitchen. And I was like, that's cool. Like, I'll take it, but like, I really want to, learn how to make pizza. I love to, get in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And it was like, you make more money on the floor, right? I was like, bro, I got 2 other jobs. Like, I didn't come here for money. I'll take it for sure. Like, I ain't gonna leave no money on the table.
Yeah.
But I'm not here motivated by money. I want to learn how to make pizza. It was like, all right, well, not right now, but we'll see. So my first training shifts, I got cool with everybody, and I was hanging out in the kitchen more than anything.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, come out here. It's like, okay, but
like, come do your job.
right, come, go on
We
the
need you
other
out front.
side, because there's like a service window where they pass pizzas through. It's like you're on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the kitchen,
Right.
just watching, being a sponge, soaking up everything.
That's what's up.
They the kitchen managers took a liking to it. It's like, hey, you actually show initiative. We don't see that often. So it's like, whatever you want to learn, bro, I got you. It was the kitchen manager, both kitchen managers, and then one other guy who like took me under their wing. And whenever I had any questions, they'll provide answers. They'll be like, hey, come around here. Let me show you something. Like during the pizza making process, because they knew I was interested. Then I asked, like, yo, what can I do to help? Like, can I come to a prep shift to just see the process and learn. And it was like, we ain't gonna pay you. Like, it's fine. Like, I just want to go. It's like, all right, bro, if you serious, like, you be here tomorrow at 10.
Mm-hmm.
I was there at 9:45, like waiting on them at the door. It's like, oh shit, okay. So I would, periodically do little prep shifts here and there, poke my head back there when I could, to the point where after like 5-6 months, they gave me a pizza shift. He's like, all right, you clearly want to learn because you're still here showing interest. Free, like unpaid.
Yeah.
So they put me on Mondays, which is like the slowest day for all restaurants.
So at what point? This is what, 2019 now?
This is 2019. I want to say December, January.
Yeah.
Because I did my 30th birthday party there, and I remember making pizza there for a quick second. I was drunk, so I was making pizza there for a quick second. So I knew a little bit. So I want to say like November, December is when they threw me on once a while on Mondays to pick up shifts. They needed at that time they needed the help too. So it's like, all right, perfect. Like, you want to be in here? We need someone in here. We'll give you Mondays to learn.
And where is this place at?
Amazon, it's on Edgewood.
Edgewood. Right.
So working Mondays, just getting my bearings. It's cool. But at the same time, life is life. I needed more money.
Yeah,
I wasn't making
right.
a lot of money. I needed more money.
Right.
I have a extensive background in entertainment production. I did that for like 7-8 years. From movies, award shows, TV shows, concerts, touring, you name it, I've done it. And I got the opportunity to go on tour with Wild 'N Out. So they called in like, I want to say February. And it was like, yo, can you go on tour? I was like, of course, yeah. And it happened and it went away. So I was slated to do it. I already like told my job, it's like, hey, February I'm probably gonna be leaving, going on tour a couple months, but when that's over, I'd love to come back. And it was all right, cool. Then it went from the production felt like they didn't need my position. So it's like, hey, you're not going. And it's like maybe a week before I was slated to go.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, now things change. Then the very next week, they start the tour. They go to Florida. It's a shit show. It was like, yeah, we need you.
Yeah.
So it was like, can you come to Phillips Arena tonight to work the show? And I was like this is basically your audition. Like, all right, yeah, for sure. Come kill it. It's like, all right, yeah, come do the rest of the tour. So go on tour for a month.
And
then,
you're going on tour for production or to cook?
No, for production.
Right.
Not cooking at all.
Right.
Not cooking at all. For production. Go on tour, and then, of course, in March, COVID hit. So I was in Baltimore when the world started shutting down. And I remember setting up everything, hearing the calls. We see a lot of people in suits walking around. It's like, man, we don't know. Because we had just left North Carolina, and it's like, hey, there's a lot of talk about this virus. We don't know what attendance is going to look like. And we was like, these black folk, like, niggas is coming out.
Right.
We're not worried about it whatsoever, production side. But then, I guess the safety of everything started to take a toll and play a bigger factor to the point where it's like, they shut everything down. So we drive back. I hit a Mazda of it. It was like, hey, tour got canceled. If I could come back and get my job, I love it. And it was like, yeah, for sure. We'll put you on the schedule for Friday. And that was, I want to say, I hit them on a Monday. And it was like, we'll put you on the schedule for Friday. They sent out a text on Thursday. It's like, we're shut down.
Right, it's over with, right.
No foreseeable future.
Yeah. What a weird
We'll
time
start
to be on
talking
the
about
road.
like unemployment. But yeah, it's not looking good. That's when like New York was on fire. Like the bodies was dropping heavy. Like it was, I felt like New York was ground zero.
Yeah, it definitely was.
of the pandemic.
So COVID, I'm assuming.
So COVID gave me the space and the time to
Yeah.
sit down, much
Yeah.
like everyone else, and honestly dive in. So I got my bearings at Amaza, but I got my skills and skill set at home,
Yeah.
like during COVID, because the first 2 weeks I was just chilling. Like I was thinking, all right, it's gonna like everyone else. It's gonna be 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go right back to work. I remember the last meeting we had with everyone. It was like, all right, we'll see y'all in May. We'll see y'all in May. May 1st, we'll be back on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And shit, April happened. It was like, ooh.
So it's funny you know, say that, get to that part of the time frame, because I'd seen you on and off over like the past 3 years, just out and about.
Right.
But since I started hanging out with our mutual friend, I was seeing you more over his crib.
Yeah.
Then COVID hits, and almost immediately, March, April, I see you start posting, talking about infused pies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit! Like, did he know? Did he know the pandemic was about to happen? Because like it seemed like your rollout for it was almost like you were like. It's like in November, you know, like, hey, look, this shit finna get coming. Weird in March.
Right.
Let me go ahead and get these, you know what I mean? So it's funny you get to that part of the story because I remember seeing the post and just being like, what? And then the traction kind of never stopped. So go ahead.
So, boom, come back on tour. Job's not there anymore. I'm chilling at home. And at this point, it's like, I think this was the height of everyone's fear.
Mm-hmm.
And just ignorance, too, of what was going on. It's like, I don't know how bad shit is. Like, as one point, it was like, it's airborne.
Right.
You know? So it's like, don't go outside.
Right. And at that time, you was inclined to just believe whatever you heard. It's just like,
I see bodies dropping in New York.
Right. It's like, okay, I believe it.
And then it's not just, you know, the U.S. going, it's the whole world. The whole world is going through the exact same thing at the same time. So I wasn't leaving the house for shit.
Yeah.
Like, I was not going to grocery stores whatsoever. One, there wasn't shit in grocery stores because people ransacked them. But I wasn't going. So, you know, you'll call with friends and talk, and they'll check in. It was like, you making pizza, huh? They like, we gonna start making pizza. I bet you making pizza right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, bro, I'm catching up on so much Netflix.
Right.
I'm not making pizza. And after like a week of that, it was like, all right, I'll try my hand. So got some courage, went to the grocery store, got flour, and just, you know, started the whole process of the dough, the sauce, you know, trying my hand at it. And I sucked at first. I was terrible at first. But I like pizza. Like, Nipsey Hussle said the best is like, there's no distinguishing quality about me. It's just I didn't quit. I just didn't give up at it. You know, I've quit a lot of shit. You know, I've quit a lot of shit. So to get through it and, you know, fight past the apprehension, the anxiety, the self-doubt, I say it's the first time I had confidence in myself is with pizza.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's with pizza. Because it only takes one win. Like, we all need just one W to get
right.
And the minute you get that one W, it opened up my eyes. It's like, bro, you're talented.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about the food. Like, yes, I make good pizza, but what it showed me is like, I'm talented. I did this shit in less than a year with no background. And like, my first kitchen job was in Mondays at Amaza. Like, I didn't ever I worked in the restaurants, but I never had a kitchen position, period. My first kitchen experience was at Amaza. And it was 1 day a week for a certain amount of hours. It was the slowest day out of the whole week.
Right. So to go from that to now making custom.
Now I got more followers than the old pizzeria I used to work for. They holler at me about, you know, let's work together soon. yeah, that's going to employee of a pizzeria in 2019, 2020, like January, top of the year 2020 to now, a year later, I have my own pizza business.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So, tell me about how it went from friends
Yeah.
and family traction
Yeah,
to now
to
like
where-
a social
Yeah.
celebrity recognition.
So
How does Phew Pies go from
it's-
friends to
It
celebrities?
started from a tweet.
Mm-hmm.
It started from a tweet, and
remember that tweet.
you know, as much as I'm not a social media, I'm on social media, but I'm not like a social media invested, person. Where
That's a good thing.
I lived before it, so I understand like genuine, in person, honest connections, interactions, and value that more than just this social media craze that we got going on. But I respect it because it put me where I'm at.
Yeah,
So,
man.
I was at one of my friends' bartending competitions, and my boy Rich was there too. And this is early pandemic. Everyone was safe. We social distance. Everyone was wearing masks. So we was going in front. But everyone's career was kind of up in the air.
Up in the air.
So
Yeah.
we literally checking in is like, how have you been career wise? Like, of course, we talked about, how are you good personally, with everything going on, but like, how's this shit affected your pockets?
Sure.
And he's talking about that he works in finance, so his situation is like, bro, it's weird because it's good and bad. The market's crazy. He was like, hey, don't you make pizza? He's like, yeah, because we was there supporting my boy's business. He makes drinks. He's like, don't you make pizza, bro? He's like, yeah. Hey, send me your menu right quick. I'm gonna come get some pizzas from you. I sent him the menu, and that he saw the lemon pepper on there, lemon pepper whip. Now, mind you, I made the menu and put it out a month before, and no traction on it whatsoever.
Yeah.
I just put it out there. I went and got another job.
So that was in March.
Right. So the first day I ever sold pizza was 4/20/2020. That's when the infused pizzas.
Yeah.
And I was like, I made like $1,000 off of $20 pizzas. So it was like, oh shit, I might have some.
Yeah,
right.
right. I might want to do this a couple more times.
I took like half the proceeds. Boom. Went and got a bunch of shit. Came right back. I asked sell pizza. Crickets. Nothing. Like no orders. I think I sold maybe 1 or 2 pizzas on Second Mile. I put out different flyers and different packages. Nothing. No one was buying it. People bought pizza that day, and then I might have sold 5 to 6 pizzas after that, after 420. So I was like, all right, well, this shit dead. But I kept at home playing around and making it because I liked it.
It turned into a craft.
Yeah, it's
instead
like
of just
I'm still gonna I started it not for money, so I'm not gonna stop because I made some money one time and I'm not making money now. Like nah, that's not what that's not what we're here for. And it also like at that time it was healthy to have something to do.
Hell yeah, because the only thing there was to do was day drink and
smoke weed,
and then wake up and night drink.
Yeah,
and then do it for 14 more days in a row.
Eat takeout.
Man, I think about not to get too far off topic. I think about March, April, May of 2020.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I work in liquor sales, so I never got to really stay home.
Right.
But all of my friends kind of were working from home.
Yeah.
So I would just go from work to their house, from their house to work.
Yeah.
And it would just be a fucking just drink shit show fest.
Yeah.
Every single night.
Yeah.
And to the point where you had to take a step back and be like, I've been lit for 12 days in a row. Like every day was
in between.
3 months in a row of Friday. Every day is just Friday and Saturday.
I mean that definitely the first month of COVID because
Golly.
everyone relished in the moment of I got time off.
Right.
I got time off. Like no one can make me go to work.
By the time June hit, I had to take a break because it's just
Yeah.
like, oh my God, Dan,
Yeah.
you're turning into a rager.
Yeah.
And you work at a
At
liquor,
home.
and you're right.
At
You
home.
work
Like,
in
you're not
liquor.
going out. You're not going anywhere. You're at home.
But I think everybody should take a healthy little break from the old alcohol or from whatever you do all the time.
Yeah.
I just got off of my month one today. So yeah,
so
aren't you
you're
guys
back?
proud of me?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna be drinking
Took a
some
whole month
tonight.
off.
Yeah,
Why are you drinking now? Where's your cup at?
it's too early. It's a little bit
Nigga,
too
you
early.
got us drinking.
Yeah, right. So somebody's got to be sober.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, back to what you were saying about coming back in April. At what point did the tweet? What led up to
Alright.
the tweet?
So I
That
send
kinda
him
changed things for you.
I send Rich the menu. He was like, "You have a lemon pepper wet pizza?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna pull up on you tomorrow. I need that." All right, cool. So he pull up on me, make the pizza. He puts it on Twitter, and from there it starts getting some recognition, some traction.
Mm-hmm.
And he hit me periodically. He's like, "Hey, bro, a lot of people asking." He called me. He's like, "Hey, people asking about the pizza. Like, where do you want me to direct the traffic?" He's like, your Twitter, your IG, and I was like, just give him my number. Like, give him my IG, but also give him my number. So like, it's direct, boom. So people started, hitting me up, asking about the pizza. I was like, I was taking orders at that time. I was just taking orders for tomorrow, like pre-order for tomorrow.
Right.
And then paying attention throughout this was early during the day. This was like, I want to say 1 o'clock. So like by like maybe 3, he hit me again and was like, "Hey bro, your views is going kind of crazy right now." I was like, "Bro, you had like 8,000-9,000 views." I was like,
Who, me?
"I bet." And then more people start hitting my DMs and calling the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at that point I was like, let me start getting ready for tomorrow. So I start prepping everything. I might have made like a couple pieces that day for like friends too. He's like, "Hey bro, I need what Rich had. I need that." I was like, "All right, I got you to pull up." I remember talking to him that night before I went to sleep, and he was like, "Hey bro, this shit had 20,000 views. Like, you got something.
Yeah.
Proud of you. Whatever you like. One, the shit was good. It's great. Go hard on this. Like,
Yeah.
put your foot on the gas. Like, you got something." And motherfuckers is on my bumper about this pizza.
Yeah.
So, bro, go with it, bro. You got something. All right, bet. Cool. Thank you. Go to sleep. Wake up in the morning. Back prepping everything. At the time my phone was away from me, my roommate is like, "Hey, yo, Rich calling you." And I have my hands in dough. I was like, "Put it on speaker." Answer, put it on speaker. I was like, "What's up, bro?" And he was like, "Nigga, Killer Mike just retweeted you." I was like, "What?" So it went from, I think at that point, it was at like 25,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
He retweeted it, and that shit skyrocketed. Like, in like maybe an hour, it was at 40,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of, like, I was with Rich last night, and we looked at this very tweet you're talking about. It's at like maybe 79,000 views right now, but it's like 2,200 comments, like 1,400 retweets.
Damn.
Like, so overnight, like, the shit went viral and crazy. And don't you have to explain how bombarded, like,
I was about to say,
I was
more
at-
orders than
Bro.
Georgia Power could provide you with
I
service for.
I was taking orders around the clock. Like, I would work from like 4 to 11, but my phone would stay on. Like, I remember being out in the club and people hitting me, is like, "Yo, let me get that pizza," and paying me right then and there. So it's like I made X amount of money on the clock, and then we out at the strip club. Money still just coming in. Like orders just keep coming in. So from his tweet, it went from hobby to full-fledged business. Damn near overnight.
And that's the lemon pepper infused, or
That
was that just the
that was
plain?
just plain.
So this was before anybody even.
Right. Now
This
I
was
offered both.
Right, right.
But it wasn't no longer about the infused portion. That was
It was
like
about the quality of the pizza.
the ticket. Right.
Yeah.
It was you have something.
Well, that's
Because
what.
before it was like, all right, it's weed pizza,
Right,
and I didn't really see any sales after that one day.
right.
But now it's
pizza.
bro, it's pizza.
Well, I peeped that when I was at Boggs getting the footage of you.
Yeah.
Is I was like, oh, he not even selling the infused pies.
Nah.
He just selling the straight up
Straight
pizzas.
up pies, right?
And like them folks was showing up for you.
Yeah.
You don't do you know them folks, or is it
Nah.
just do they just follow you, and they see, or is that like
They
a
follow.
box?
Yeah, they follow. I mean, yeah, like
I think that's
it's cool, but it's kind of weird to me too. It's like I expect like y'all
right
to come
right
and like support
the familiar
like,
faces.
I know y'all, like y'all
Yeah.
support your friends and all that, but to have like complete strangers be
Running up.
the ones who
Oh yeah,
it's I mean I love it, you know what I'm saying, but
it's awesome, man. I mean, not that I always tell people, but like I'm a fan of if you feel like you're not good at something, or if you feel hesitant about going at something, consistency and a quality product.
yeah.
They both will end up meeting each other at some point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, because you get quality from being consistent.
Right, exactly.
Like,
So
persistence gets consistent.
right, so
Like,
you gotta just keep doing it.
You gotta keep
And
doing it.
you just gotta keep doing
right.
it.
So like,
And even if you suck
I
at
applaud
it.
you, like jumping off.
Right.
Like people ask me about like words of wisdom. I would tell people due to my recent success. Like what would you tell like the next person coming behind you?
Right.
What advice would you give them? I was like, do it, just do it.
Yeah.
Like,
literally.
You know how it's hard to wake up until you put your feet on the ground.
Right.
But once you do
Once
it,
you get you're like, all
you're
right,
there,
well,
and
can't
then
get back in bed.
Then you honestly kick yourself. It's like, bruh, I lost him. I never get in 15 minutes back. Like in 15 minutes I snooze, I don't get that back.
No.
And probably gonna put you in some type of like rush or bind or inconvenience.
It definitely will.
And you said it's like, bruh, it wasn't hard to put the 2 feet down.
Mm-hmm.
I had all these reservations, apprehensions. I'm comfortable where I'm at.
Right.
So, yeah, jumping off the porch is the hardest part, but also the most important part.
Right.
Is to do it, and then after that, just keep doing it.
Yeah,
Because if you don't stop doing it, you'll get good at it.
Right.
And then from getting good, you'll make something.
I know that kind of just seems like a no-brainer, but it's really the hard. It's really harder than being skilled. It's really harder than being good at the thing.
Yeah, it's relatable to
just
pizza
keep doing it.
Pizza's very simple ingredients.
Yeah.
Simple concoction, but you got to do it right. You can't cheat it. You can't cut no corners. You'll see. It's dough, sauce, and cheese, and then toppings. There's not a lot on it, so you have to approach the process correctly.
Right.
You gotta put in the work. Much like how it seems, very straightforward to just jump out and do it.
Right.
Yeah, very simple in theory or insane, but in that simplicity, you have to do it correct because there's not a lot in the pot to say, oh well, this is the reason why. It's like no, it's very simple.
Right.
You just got to put the work in.
So what I thought was cool, what we mentioned before we start recording, is when you came over here. We were just hanging out on my birthday weekend or something, or maybe the next day after my birthday. That was definitely December 2019.
Yeah. I was working on mine at that time.
I was asking you about like the shirts. I've asked you about God is Dope and all that.
So I mean, everything's full circle. Like everything, I feel like ties into the next thing. Much like I learned that from production, like working as a PA, all the way up to like being in production, producer meetings. Is everyone's job is interconnected.
Yeah.
So like everything you're doing at this state or this level is tied into something else or someone else. So I worked at God is Dope for I want to say almost 2 years as head of production. So I made the t-shirts.
Right.
And I also did like management of facility, but I made the t-shirts. So a lot of people knew me for that.
Right. That's definitely why I've recognized your like after high school. I started seeing all of these. That brand came out, and then I just kept seeing your name attached to the point where I thought it was your company.
I didn't like.
You had to tell.
Like, I'm glad you said. I ain't say it. You said it.
Right.
You said it. But no, there was a period of time in the city where a lot of people associated because I fucked with the brand first before I even started like working there. I fucked with it. And then I met Sherrod, the owner behind it. Cool dude. That's my nigga. I like what he was doing. So I was just supporting the brand. It's like a black business. And I was also in a mind frame too. It's like, I want to support who I see.
Yeah.
Like there's so many dope people doing dope things right in my, vicinity. Let me put some money into that. Like,
yeah.
Levi's, Tommy, Nike, they're fine. You know what I'm saying? I want to support people, one, I know, and two, are right there in front of me.
Right.
So I was shopping with God is Dope a whole lot, and I was shopping with my boy Chilio.
Yeah.
A whole lot. And from there, we just, built a relationship. I've had so many different jobs in so many different industries.
Right.
So in conversation, you pick up on that. And I started working with him on basically being like marketing and brand ambassador. Because I was already shopping with you.
Right.
And then I know a lot of people in the city. I'm blessed to know a lot of people in the city. And they were fucking with me just as you said. It's like they associated the brand with me. So they're now shopping with the brand, putting on the brand.
Right.
Extending the message and the reach. All due to them seeing me. To the point where I sent shit to Klay Thompson. Because my cousin I went to college with, also went to college with his older brother, Michael Thompson.
Yeah.
So, shit like that. It was like, I had Klay Thompson hitting me up. It was like, I need some God is Dope. Because whatever you just sent your cousin, because they all were hanging out together, it was like, yo, where did you get that?
Right.
It's like, oh, my cousin works for the company back in Atlanta. Like, it's Atlanta. Hey, no, tell him we need this shit right now. During the finals. Send him a package.
Well, the Pete's ain't the first time you tapped into the celebrity market.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? I guess you're not new to that game. But continue.
Hey, celebrities are regular people with irregular jobs.
Right, exactly. They got to go to work too.
They got to go to work too.
Everybody know who they is.
Astronomically more than the average person. Yeah, you have no privacy.
So I know when I saw you in 2019, that was around the first time I had actually hung out and like seen you other than like out and about.
Yeah.
And it was on the tail end. You had left from God is Dope at that point.
I left from there
and on to the pizza. Well, no, not quite yet.
Not quite.
My point of bringing this up is you didn't mention a word about pizzas in December 2019.
Nah.
And it's not to say that it wasn't on your radar,
right.
But it's just so funny to see that short span of December 2019, March 2020, and now April 2020, and the shit is like popping off.
Yeah.
Is that a proper timeline?
No, that's very correct.
Right. So
because it literally was, I like pizza. I love pizza that much.
Right.
To where I got a job at a pizzeria because I like pizza.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't for the money, anything else. It was actually a connect. After I left God is Dope, one of my friends who worked there, he's a president, he knew how much I like pizza because I would order pizza every day for lunch. Like this motherfucker eats pizza every day. So like I would bring I order extra pizza for everyone else. It's like I give me a pizza and I order the shop a pizza. It's like not because they need it. It's just like yeah. I like pizza. I got y'all pizza too.
Right. So
he put me on. He's like, hey, look, I know it was a joke too. He didn't even like I didn't think you were gonna take this shit serious, but he showed me an ad where it's like, hey, look, this pizzeria is hiring. Like I don't know if you're looking for work. I know you stay with a job. And I had 2 jobs at that time. I was working for a different t-shirt print company, and I was working at Delta. I was like, oh, no, I want that. No, for sure. He was like, for real? It's like, yeah, no, put me on.
Yeah.
Like, and went in, crushed the interview, and, we here now. But December 2019, that was when I was, like, first getting my hands on pizza.
Right.
Right. I was, they finally let me in. To work with it. So I was also terrible. So
right. So it wouldn't be like, oh yeah, what's up, Dan? What you been up to? Like, no, what's up with
like,
you?
People
be
knew,
like, just been at home making shitty pizzas.
Right,
That's all.
Right. Now people knew I worked at Amaza, but they didn't know, like, I guess the whole pizza journey. They just knew I worked there.
Right.
And they knew, clearly you will work here. You love pizza. Like, if anyone have a perfect job, like, this is you for that. Like, my friends know how much I care about pizza.
Right.
It sounds crazy saying it.
So, for me, like, outside looking in, how I was saying, I was like, damn, like, this fool making infused pizzas in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
This man finna be a million. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Honestly,
this man finna get some money.
I've ran into a lot of different people who I hate sounding like I come remotely close to bragging, but they said the same thing. Like, I remember doing a All-Star game party sponsored by Grey Goose, and Ari Lennox was there.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal singer.
I know. I love her.
I love her.
We have the same hair pattern too, by the way.
Yeah, I do.
Continue.
Yeah, I do. Hers is very nice though, don't it?
Yeah, right.
Right. Don't have me looking bad in front of her.
Right.
But she I noticed she was there. I was like, oh, we gotta get her a pizza. Like I was doing buffet styles, like just replenishing pizzas, crazy. But I was like, no, she has to get pizza. So send her the signature lemon pepper wet, and then
it's pretty similar, right? yeah, right. My boy looking it up. It's all good. It's pretty similar.
All right, yeah. No.
We got the same, just natural. You know what I mean? Okay,
natural,
go ahead.
Beautiful. She's so.
She bad, bro. She's so bad.
She's a beautiful person.
Her and SZA, I want to just have
more than anything, it's hard to go on a tangent.
nice conversation.
She's funny as hell.
Oh, she's hilarious. That's what makes her.
So it's like, not only are you just gorgeous, but your personality is dope as fuck. That's the most attractive part about it. Anyway, so
we'll talk about ladies in a minute.
Yeah, off camera.
Right.
I give her a pizza, see her eating it, good reaction. Wait about 10 minutes, walk up, introduce myself, like, that was everything. And she was like, you did this? This is amazing. Tell me your story. It's like, we tell her what I'm telling y'all. And she was like, this is $1 million deal. Do you want to go on tour? I was like, don't play with me. And mind you,
don't tempt me with a good time.
Mind you, like, her label mates are some of my best friends. Like, Olu, Ian, Earth Gang, and Jid. I've known them I know Ian since middle school. I met Olu in high school. I met Jid around college days. But I've known them all at least like 10 plus years now. Mm-hmm. So that connection, she's like, oh, it's like, so no, don't play me about tour. Like, set it up. Like, I will go on tour with Dream Good.
Right.
Because I look at myself as an independent artist. Like, I don't govern or move how like a food person would.
Right.
No. I move more govern more as like a recording artist.
Right, like how artists do.
Because I see so many similarities since I started pizza between the two is of an independent artist and I guess a chef is you have a certain medium and you have your own sound or flavor that you deliver. Like everyone, music is a big broad thing.
Right.
You dig? So
With
you
a lot
like
of different
exactly.
ingredients
It's a big broad thing. So you're
levels.
not going to like reinvent the wheel with music,
Right.
but you can carve out your space with your sound.
Yeah. Right.
Same thing with food. Is pizza is everywhere. Much like music, pizza's everywhere. You can go to 30 different pizzerias today in the city. And so you're like, I can't cornerstone pizza, but I can carve out, my slice with my own unique take and
that was a nice
taste.
way to put it, by the way.
know?
I see what you did there. Your slice of the pie.
Exactly. Exactly. So with a recording artist, there can be 30 different rappers, but like, what are you saying?
Right.
Y'all can all be on the same beat, but all 30 of y'all hit different. And it's about your uniqueness and what you bring to the table. I look at myself the same way.
So you end up going on tour with Dreamville?
Nah, I want to. Yeah. I mean, I've flirted with it. I talked to those artists about it, and they all had my food. They all love it. It's like, yeah, like honestly, I have a meeting later on today. That meeting at 4:00. I'm going to talk to. Well, we can have it. We can have it. I'll let y'all do with what, because maybe this could be like, hey, look, he said it, and then look what happened.
Yeah, right.
I want to talk to one of the founders of Love Renaissance, LVRN record label, about how he or they can help my company. And I was like, sign me.
Yeah, right.
Like, sign me to a management deal.
Exactly.
And like, give me what you would give your artist, because I'm an artist too.
Right.
My medium is different.
I need to buy beats. The equivalent of beats and everything that too.
The conversation we had, because he had my food. Like, he saw, much like everyone else on social media, after a couple of celebrities bought some stuff, it's like, all right, who's this guy? Like, but then it also helped that like I know people, so it's not like in the conversations he was having with people, he was saying, not only were they selling your pizza, but they were selling you. It's like, oh, Phew, yeah, I know him. He cool, and he got pizza.
Yeah.
So he found me there. He every time he's in town, he shops. And he just reached out one day and was like, hey, your pizza's phenomenal. I've heard great things about you. Everyone loves you. We always try to like reach back and help specifically, people like you, small black businesses. So I would love to like sit down with you and, talk about things, see where I can help you, or, just where we could work together. And IB was like, hey, bro, like, I look at myself as an artist, and just gave him, like, we connected on, that topic where just terminology was, I gave him synonyms where you see sound, I see flavor, where, where you have studio time, I have kitchen time, stuff like that.
So, I think that actually would be a very ideal route, and I think you'd be the first. Yeah. I think you'd be a pioneer.
Pioneer.
Yeah. Another.
Yeah.
I see what you did.
Yeah. The pioneer of another, because look at it, Travis Scott did a deal with McDonald's.
Oh, everyone. He about on his third. Venture.
That's I said that to him too. It's like y'all tapped into merch crazy over the past 2 years when it comes to music industry and 360 deals. Y'all tap into every aspect of the artist, and where you can tap in or get funds or help, but not food.
Right. And it's
Like y'all tour all the time.
right, and don't y'all be hungry in the studio?
All the time.
Don't you get tired of sending?
Exactly.
Don't you get tired of sending the errand boy
Exactly.
on
To
20 trips a
go
night?
to get something.
Right.
Now, I granted, everyone don't want pizza all the time, but
Right.
that's the most communal food.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy for everyone who don't like pizza.
Oh.
I've yet to meet a person. I don't want to meet them, honestly. If you don't like pizza, I don't want to meet you.
So, I know I keep referencing a timeline. I'm just trying to think of the times where I physically seen you. After about summertime,
Yeah.
or about the end of summer, you are at the. This was during Shell Week at her at the
illustrious
expo.
Shell Week. Yeah.
Right, which is pretty cool.
Hey, man.
Shout out to Shelly too.
Shout out to
One of the
Shelly.
coolest
Love her.
person you'll
Love
ever
her.
meet.
Shout out Shelly.
For real. And I see you with your setup out there.
Yeah, that was small too, man. We've come a long way since then.
Yeah, but I see you out there with the brick oven. Mind you, it was 600,000 degrees that day.
It was, and it rained.
Right, and then
And then it rained, and it took a mean turn.
Bruh, it was 600,000 degrees. It was the surface of the sun that day. Still, it was a good turnout. Bunch of people came out.
Yeah.
But I couldn't help but just notice your setup, and I'm just like, okay, I done seen Phew like 3 times or 2. I had just a couple times between since then and that time, and I'm like, okay, I seen this man in December. He ain't said a damn thing about pizzas. Pandemic roll around, he got infused pizzas.
Yeah.
Summer roll around, and it seemed like everybody is on, it seems like this is a new thing. And then I see you live in action with it, and then Lance had ordered one, and we had ate it. Man. And it was, I guess I felt like I feel like anybody who eats that at this time. I'm like, bruh, this shit is so good. So what I think for you is, hold on, let me fix my plate. Y'all like my plants, man. Shout out to my plants, man. I got these imported from these is actually from the Saharan cacti from the Saharan desert.
Oh wow.
And that's from ice. The lake that everybody want to go. The Blue Lagoon.
Blue Lagoon.
These are indigenous to the Blue Lagoon.
That's crazy.
They're like 17 grand minus the 3. Yeah, minus the 3 zeros.
Yeah.
Peace. But anyway, I see you with your setup. We tried a pizza. I'm like, oh my God, this dude is gonna either have a show or $1 million or both of them. And I just remember that day. I'm like, hey man, you gonna get rich on this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like you are definitely gonna get rich because not only do you have just maybe it'd be on the ropes if the pizza was mid, but people bought it because of just the weed infused. Yeah. Then it'd be like, well, that's not really reinventing the wheel here. But you come up with this very unique lemon pepper style, which is delicious, and then the drizzle on top of it with the infused, THC part. Basically, somebody is going to kick them. Somebody with money is going to kick themselves that they didn't think of that and produce that, and then they just going to throw the bag at you.
Yeah,
and they going to want to buy the whole thing. And I just wonder how you feel about.
I mean,
kind of early in the game, giving up the whole thing if or when that does come.
I mean, everything has a number.
Exactly.
Right. Everything got a number.
Exactly.
You got a number. But that number, for me, is going to be high because of everything I've already put into it. And it's like, all right, whatever number you tell me, you probably stand to make 5 to 10 times.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So I have to be comfortable with walking away. Like, someone offered me like $3 million right now. I'd be like, hey, you got it. Cool.
Yeah. Right.
Have it. Have it. Because this is the first stepping stone. Where it's got the attention that I needed. And I can basically say, like, look what I did in a year. Or something that you just said you did not know me for.
Right.
So, imagine the shit that people do know me for. Like, what? Once I get pizza running itself, I'm going back to film. I'm going back to fashion.
Right.
I'm going back to all that shit because I gave up on it because I didn't have confidence in myself.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, oh no, bro, you got juice. You fire. Like
yeah.
you fire.
Yeah.
Like whatever you do, you good at it. I've had so many different jobs.
Yeah, me too.
You know?
I feel it.
And
man.
I've been great in all of them. You can go to all my old employers and he was one of the best we ever had. So it was confidence.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I think it's really important to tie all of your skills together.
Yeah.
But you definitely get good at each one of them.
Yeah, like every job I had,
don't make it a clusterfuck.
like just because it's not exactly what you want to be doing at the time doesn't mean you shouldn't give your all at what you do. Like I was a custodian at one point, but I swept the fuck out them floors.
Right.
I took my job serious.
Yeah.
You know.
To a little story with me in confidence is I'm 34. I feel like I didn't start feeling confident like as an individual, just with myself until around 30.
30 was mine.
Yeah.
Last year.
It was around 30.
Last year.
I was just winging it
Yeah.
up until 30.
Yeah.
Or pretending like
Yeah.
I, was.
Right. No.
I would overcompensate for clearly areas of my life I wasn't confident in, which is insecurity.
Yeah.
Around the time of 2018, 2017, when we decided to start like writing out sketches and filming them and getting familiar with like cameras and stuff like that, before 2018, I knew nothing about audio equipment, video equipment, cameras, none of this stuff. This just was not my thing.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't know what my thing. I don't think I had a thing back then other than like...
And it's beautiful that you found something.
Right. And, I'm still trying to make this very much a thing. It's not quite my thing yet, but starting to take pictures and starting to edit pictures and then watching those pictures go from like a poor shot at it to like, I really like how this picture looks. And then seeing other people say like, hey, like, will you come do X, Y, Z?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, like, cool.
Yeah. All right. So, because I went through this, I asked.
Yeah.
Are you still in that weird stage where you're doing something you like, but now getting paid for it? Like people are asking you to come and do things. Like,
right.
How do
I'm definitely still there because before, I think most people, well, I don't know. I was okay with doing everything for free because it was all learning for me.
Yeah.
But at this point,
you got to get out of that.
Right. Oh yeah. No, I know. I'm done. I'm done with that. Yeah. And I don't want you to do nothing for me for free either.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm big on paying people.
Right. I want to pay.
Big on paying people. I'll overpay before I under. I don't ask for favors.
But it is weird when people ask me for quotes about how much they're going to charge for a shoot, how much they're going to charge. And it's real easy for me to want to say, oh, nah, bro, like, just pull up. Like, we just going to do it. Like,
nah.
So, yeah, I definitely am still there.
Because they have the same invested interest in the matter, too. Like,
I also went from diving into it full-fledged in 2018 with, like, shooting things and taking pictures to like spending most of 2019 just completely bullshitting and just having it in my head like, all right, I'll pick back up on this shit in 2020. And then 2020 happens and then there's no events and no nothing to go do. Nothing. In fact, people don't even want you to come to their backyard.
Exactly.
So this is kind of like this program here is kind of a long time coming because we kind of wanted to do this last year. I'm glad we waiting. I'm glad we waited because timing, everything is about timing. Even stuff you get into and it don't work out that first go round, you probably jumped the gun a year or two on it. You needed to get better with those other skills to tie everything in. 'Cause we really wanted to do this last year. COVID threw a monkey wrench in everybody's game plan. But my point in this little cool story I'm telling here is that from wanting to deal with cameras and filming stuff in 2017 and 2018 has led me to a point now to where I'm confident enough to, just have my own setup, production. I know what equipment to order. I know how to use it.
Right.
I know how to put stuff together. And like you were saying, I want to be able to make this one of my things. I still care very much about like photography as a side hustle. This will be more fun, although everything you do, you need to try to get a check out of it, for sure, if you're taking time to do it. But my point in this little mini rant is it's real important, like we said before, to start doing something and keep doing it. Because otherwise, like a lot of people struggle with insecurities of some sort, if you don't start putting your mind on other things and then feeling like a mental growth with something, you're just going to be miserable forever. Especially if you already aren't comfortable in your own skin or in your own psyche. So I feel like picking up a craft and like this video and camera stuff helped me get out of like a weird semi-depressed hill that I needed to get over.
Absolutely.
Particularly after 2018.
Yeah.
I took 2019 off because I was just sad for a while. You know what I'm saying? So getting to do stuff is more of a will help you a lot, like just in turn it therapeutic is the word of it. A lot more therapeutic than just a grind. Because the more you grind and the more you see it amount to something, the more you not thinking about fuckery. You know what I'm saying? And the easiest thing to do is sit around and just think about fuckery.
You see it every day.
Yeah, you see it every day. So I'm glad to be sitting here doing this. I really want this to grow into something. And I plan to make this like not a dead serious thing, but as professional as possible. I want to bring people on where we talking about like for real stuff. Yeah. And we can talk about normal stuff too, but like, we're not finna jump right into like how long do you accept your ex's text after y'all break up. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, nah, this ain't gonna be that show. Nah. So yeah, I appreciate you wanting to come on and tell us your story.
Thank you for that.
What I wanted to ask you about, I asked you about if somebody wanted to come by it, where you was at with that. Of course, everybody's got a price.
Yeah, I mean, right.
Have you looked, you say you want to get back in production, fashion. What would be a way in Phew's ideal world that all three of those things would tie in? Would it be a straight up food program? Would it be like
it would just be like an umbrella company. It has all these different kind of services. So my production studio would be catered by my pizza company. Stuff like that. And the art department would have garments from my fashion line.
Right.
And then we'll give back money all the time to the community. It'll be my philanthropy.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. It's just, control as much as you can in the space you at. So.
When the last time you rode by Grady High School?
Ooh. Today, actually. I rode past Grady.
Were you on
today.
10th Street?
I was.
Or coming down Monroe?
I was coming down Monroe.
Yeah. Have you seen the new constructions there?
I've ridden past, and it's crazy.
It's nuts.
It's crazy. The fact that like half of my high school experience was renovations.
Right, in a trailer.
To see like y'all still renovating. God damn.
They never stopped building. Ever since 2005, they have renovated the football field to now it's like a state-of-the-art football
Bro.
field. They're adding a 10th Street wing right where that on the side of where
where
big
we used to
gym.
park by the gym.
Okay, yeah, to
Yeah,
the right of
that's
there
what
where the
I'm-
practice field was at.
Yeah.
A whole 10th Street wing there. And something in the front of the building too. And I'm just like,
They still
what
got
the
pencil?
heck? Yeah, I think still the pencil's still there, but
I think it's gone.
it's gone.
It's gone.
Oh yeah, I think they
Yeah,
removed the pencil for some. It was for some weird reason too. I can't think. You know, the world is very weird right now.
Hey, bro.
But yeah, to think that when I arrived at Grady in 2001,
Right.
it was just the old building, the old gym, and the new gym. That was it.
I remember the
Yeah.
multicolored lockers.
Right.
My freshman year.
And then fast forward to 2005, there's the 8th Street wing, brand new. We got to have that for my senior year.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, okay, like, you know, this is the cap for Grady. Like, they definitely can't finna do nothing else at this school. All right, folks, things are opening back up. Events are taking place again, and it's time to get those pearly whites in front of the camera again. If you have any photography needs, you can hit my boy Adrian up at adtimages.com. You can also follow him on Instagram at The Great King Ace. If you subscribe to our Patreon at any minimum cost, you will receive a promo code for 10% off any purchases off ADT Images website. Again, it's adtimages.com. There's some beautiful prints also on that website. But if you have any photography needs, such as baby pictures, graduations, any kind of events, weddings, he's a full service photographer and he will be very reasonable with you. But yes, subscribe to our Patreon and you will receive a promo code to receive 10% off. Thank you. But yeah, Grady High School, man. Shout out to Grady High School.
Right. Midtown now.
Midtown High. And you know, I gotta say, I'm glad that they settled for Midtown High as opposed to, you know, W.E.B. Du Bois or Sojourner Truth High. It's like you gotta be mindful that everything can't be like woke. Like everything can't be woke.
But also like that's performance shit too.
Right. It's just
don't
like,
do it now because
right.
I mean, you gonna
we
be
on
in
your
W.B.
ass,
Du Bois,
you know?
Yeah.
Like,
you
find something
should've
wrong with
been.
W.B. Du Bois.
Well, so what's going to happen is that the people, the non-black parents of Grady are the ones that's going to have a problem with that. And it's like, you got to think of what. Unfortunately,
I'm not sending my white child to a school named after a prominent black man. How many white kids you know went to Frederick E. Douglass?
Right.
12
in its history.
Right. You could be
Benjamin Elijah Mays. How many white boys?
Right. So
white people matriculated through there.
I'm glad that Midtown High was the safe medium they went. Not that I'm against renaming stuff to historical stuff, but we talking about a high school. Let these kids focus on getting their damn high school degree and not who is the title of the school. Like, yeah. So shout out to Grady. Do you love pizzas? I know that's a dumb question. Everyone does. Well, if you love pizza like I do, you need to take a visit over to InPhewsed.com and take a look at his extraordinary menu of amazing custom-made pies that you also have the option of having infused with THC. Let me tell you, I've had these, Joe has had these, a lot of people in Atlanta have had these, and this pizza's the new wave. It's delicious. I'm not just saying that because it's my friend. I'm saying it because it truly is delicious. The lemon pepper wet is the signature pie, but there is many options, including a Hawaiian, a Greek style one. I mean, the guy really is covering all the bases when it comes to custom pizza. We're offering all of our subscribers to Patreon a promo code of 10% off when you subscribe to our Patreon, which will be a link in the YouTube ad. Again, phewpies.com. Take a look at the menu. Whether you want to subscribe to the Patreon or not, definitely hit him up and try one of those pies. They are delicious. Thank you so much. So yeah, shout out to Grady.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Midtown High is the name that they settled for. And I hope Grady, since it's got to come like this bigger school, kind of like the big school in the city now, because Southside doesn't exist anymore.
Really?
It's Maynard Jackson now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, I don't even know if it's that anymore.
Crim, I don't think
Crim's gone.
exists.
We had Crim.
You know what I'm saying?
during our
So
time in high school.
Now, North Atlanta moved up the road
Right,
to the
so-
IBM building. It's
Yeah,
like
that
a
shit is-
campus
it's
now,
really
so that's-
nice.
That's what Grady got to compete with now. That's
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
they keep expanding.
So I hope Grady can get like a more national recognition as like a high school, because it's
Yeah.
about to be a much bigger school. What you about to say?
Are they opening that new middle school over there?
Oh,
are they reopening
Howard.
the Howard building?
Yeah. That shit's ridiculous.
Right.
It's gonna be great.
That's a fucking elementary.
And also,
That's crazy.
Inman is about to become an elementary school.
What?
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I don't know when that starts, but
Well, I mean, we got Howard. You know,
Yeah, they
just
make Howard
that's the
yeah.
middle school.
right. So it's crazy to get old enough and see all your schools
Yeah, change.
morph and
Yeah.
change and go
Yeah.
away. And the middle school I went to, an elementary school now.
Yeah.
The middle school was a abandoned
It's-
high school
bro.
that we rode by on
We
Edgewood every
practiced there
weekend.
when I was in middle school.
My dad used
Football
to go to-
practice.
My dad used to go to David T. Howard.
Yeah.
He talks about it all the time.
Right.
Yeah, when I was at Inman, we went and practiced at David T. Howard for football.
Yeah.
And now it's a whole school. So, I mean, it was a school, but at the time it was shut down. We was there.
Well, cool, man. Again, I really appreciate you coming through,
And thank
blessing
you,
us
bro.
with the first episode. I appreciate y'all tuning in. We gonna try to do this thing. If I say it on camera, I gotta commit to it, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna try to do this thing twice a month. And if y'all keep fucking with it, then we'll try to do it every week.
Yeah.
But right now, this is coming out of the old Dan Wells Fargo checking account. So we gonna limit it to twice a month for now. But I really do appreciate you all tuning in. You can follow me at Dan the Creator on all platforms. Of course, this will be on Apple Music if you want to just, or Apple Podcasts if you want to just listen, and on YouTube, obviously, if you're watching it now. You can follow Joe at
Joe _404. That's Joe with a 0 _404.
Also, shout out to 404 Management,
Shout out
which is
404
the
Management.
banner you see behind
Yes, sir.
him, as you probably have heard the ad already for it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can follow Phew at
Phew Pies, PHEW Pies, PIES.
Okay. Well, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you coming through.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Hopefully, we'll link up again soon.
Yeah.
For some.
I'll bring
just
pizza next time.
regular cool. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Just do some regular cool
Yeah,
shit.
for sure.
And yeah. Appreciate you. Y'all have a good week. We'll see you next time.